Hey all, how you doing? Um, I just finished a big move. I'm down here now. I'm in the beaches again, which is beautiful. It's a wonderful area. We're just outside right now, sitting on this lovely patio that I've got going on here. It's a nice, calm place to be during a very tumultuous moment. And of course, I guess I stupidly I stupidly just watched Michael Moore's new movie, Planet of the Humans, which has put me in a very sort of somber, depressed kind of mood. Because I don't know if you've seen this movie, and if you want to get depressed, you go ahead and watch it. But basically, what the movie is uh, he he goes through the environmental movement, and he really categorizes the takeover of the environmental movement by capitalism, and that and shows that these industries are not actually interested in solving the climate change problem. They're just interested in profiting off of the climate change problem. And he really goes through and shows some absolutely heinous and egregious actions that should land people in prison. The people involved in these things are criminals. They're grifters. Like literally setting up massive solar panel fields that are actually natural gas plants. So they're set up to look like, and they're sold to the public as solar panel fields and solar power, but they're actually natural gas. Um, and really, he goes through the biomass fuel people, and the biomass fuel, like, it's deforestation is what it is. When you hear anything about biomass fuel, what that is a deforestation process where they just burn the trees they deforest, like they cut down. So my big takeaway from it is that there is no technological solution to climate change. It's obvious now, and I legitimately think that the people who are pretending, who they're it's not that they're trying to find a solution and they're failing at it, right? That's not what's happening. It's that they are actively lying to us, and that's what is happening. They are actively lying to us. They know that what they are doing is not a solution. They understand that. And so the only solution that comes back to us, the only solution that remains, look at that hair. The only solution that really remains is restraint, is for us to restrain ourselves. And humans are not good at restraining themselves. They're not good at restraining themselves. They don't have that kind of capacity inside of themselves, obviously. Just take a look at what's happened in America when all we've done is asked Americans, "Hey, can you put a mask on?" And they throw temper tantrums about it. They throw these overt and obvious temper tantrums. Like, we've all seen these videos at this point. We've all seen these videos at this point where there's people rushing into stores and being told that they need to wear masks, and then throwing these incredible temper tantrums when they're asked to leave the store or asked to put a mask on. And that's what it is. It's these childish temper tantrums that people are throwing because they have to put a piece of cloth over their face. And now we're going to turn around and tell those same people, hey, you know that 2-hour commute you do to get to work? We need you to not do that anymore. Hey, you know all that air flight and airplane usage? Yeah, we need to no longer do that. Um, I think that the society is too far gone for that. And I don't mean Canada. Like, I think that if it came down to it, yeah, we would have our spoiled brat complainers, right? Conservatives, who are delusional and don't believe in the existence of reality. But they're a small number compared to what I think exists in the United States. I do think that it's too late. That, like, I've got myself set up here now, so that here I am, I'm in the beaches, my work is just down the road. I feel pretty confident that that place is probably going to be there for a while, right? Um, and I mean, I don't drive. I don't drive to work. I've set my life up so that I don't have a big carbon footprint. I think that there's more that I could do. I think I could I live without lights? Could I live without, um, could I stop using air conditioning? Could I stop using these electronic devices? Right? Because it all ties in and it's all part of it. But unless we confront this on the largest scale, which is the industrial scale, we're not going to legitimately face this climate crisis. And unless we radically change the way that we operate as a species and the way that we do things as a species, we are going to run face first into a total catastrophe. But capitalism is not capable of, and capitalism and capitalists are not capable of seeing past the fourth quarter, right? They're not capable of seeing any farther than 4 months at a time. And the attitude really is, we'll deal with it when we get there. And that's how they dealt with this pandemic. Scientists were warning for years and years that, hey, a pandemic can happen, right? Like SARS occurred, and the scientific community was like, a pandemic can occur. Like, we are not really that prepared for this, and we should get prepared for it. And it looks like the European nations and Canada got prepared for it. And the states just said, we'll deal with it when we get there. And now it's a complete catastrophe throughout the United States. And a catastrophe that has revealed the total fraudulent nature of their healthcare system, such that it is. And the absolute fraudulent nature of the entire ethos of American capitalism. Like, they're not going to be prepared for the climate catastrophe. It's very obvious. And we should all act in that accordance. That they are not preparing for this climate catastrophe. If I was under the age of 20, I think all I would be spending my time doing is organizing full-scale strikes. Student strikes, worker strikes. I just don't see any reason why anyone should go along with this. And that's my intention. That's what I'm going to be going around doing, is organizing strikes, because this is what we are experiencing is bullshit of the highest level. Literally, we're being pushed over a cliff, screaming at the top of our lungs, hey, all we have to do is stop pushing. And the answer we're given is, oh no, but this makes lots of money for billionaires. I just no longer care. I think that these people should be incarcerated. Like, these people are demons. Their intention is to turn this place into hell. And so that they can rule in hell. That's what they want, is to rule in hell. It's so difficult. Like, and it shouldn't be this difficult. Living with ourselves seems to be the most difficult thing. And that seems to be the thing that elicits terror from most people. That most people are just terrified of the idea that they might have to deal with themselves for a moment. They can't turn off the TV. They can't stop using the car. They can't stop using these fossil fuels. They can't do any of that, because then they would have to actually pause for a minute and deal with themselves. And I think that that terrifies people more than anything. That I think people really genuinely would. I think people genuinely would. Case in point right here. I think people genuinely would, like, prefer to burn the entire ecosystem to the ground instead of just pausing for a minute and contemplating what it means to be a human being, and to live in that kind of silent space, and to deal with the energy, and to deal with the anxiety and the anger, the depression, to push through any of that, to do that difficult work. They would rather be carried along by this destructive momentum that ultimately destroys us all. And we're doing it to ourselves. This is like a mass cult suicide. And I don't think we can get away from it anymore. And so as you're living your life, I think you genuinely need to begin asking yourself, is this how I want to live as sort of the last part of my life? Because I don't know what the timeline is, but, like, is this genuinely how I want to live? Is this genuinely what I want to be doing? Yeah. Humans are very dumb. We're not intelligent. And our self-destruction will be our fault completely. And it will just stand as a testament for any further civilized species that may exist on this planet. Will just stand as a warning. Yeah. Good luck.